I almost did it. Same time, same place. I almost got Peter McKinnon's bucket shot, but I didn't. And my trip was not nearly as successful as Peter's was. Let's back up. So back in September, I took what was supposed to be a bucket list trip of a lifetime. We're gonna go to Canmore, Banff, Jasper, which I've been told are some of the most beautiful places in the world. We're gonna play some golf. We're gonna see some cool spots. I've been told there may be a helicopter involved. Never been in a helicopter before. We're gonna do a lake cruise. We were going to do all of this really cool stuff. And the trip started out great. We got there, we had a little bit of rain, but we went paddleboarding on this glacial lake with these ridiculous mountains in the background. Now I've been paddleboarding twice in my life. And in both of those instances, I have ended up in the water. This water has been described as blisteringly cold. I threatened to push Scott in the water the whole time. This is Scott. You're gonna be seeing a lot of him.
Welcome to Canada, hey?
It was gonna be really good. And the next day, we had the opportunity to go play Banff Springs golf course, which is one of the coolest, most historic, most beautiful golf courses in the world. And this is the type of course that will never be built ever again. It was built before Banff National Park was a national park. So not only do you just not have land like this that's surrounded by these ridiculous mountains, but if there is land like that, it's protected pretty much anywhere in the world. So you're never ever gonna see a course like this. And then after our second round of golf, it was our second or third day, we did one of the single most beautiful things, one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. We drove Highway 93, it's a 4-hour drive from Banff to Jasper, where there are just insane mountains everywhere. These lakes that are this impossibly blue turquoise color. I've been to the Maldives, I've been to all sorts of exotic places. I have never seen water this blue in my life. It was sunny, it was gorgeous, it was absolutely amazing and had me super excited for the rest of this trip and what we were gonna see. And we get to Jasper, we're staying at the Fairmont Jasper Park Lodge, which is one of the coolest hotels you'll ever see. It's out in the middle of nowhere, there's all sorts of wildlife. And the next morning, we're supposed to play the golf course there. It's the #2 golf course in all of Canada. And I wake up and I proceed to, one, lock myself out of my room with no shoes.
So had to run to the front desk in front of about 50 people, get a new key.
In a snowstorm. It was snowing in early September on our golf trip.
All right, maybe a little chilly, but that's not gonna stop us from going and taking a tour of this course.
Clearly not like what you're hoping to have happen on a golf trip. We're whatever, it's September, it's early in the morning, probably just gonna have a couple flurries, we'll push our tee time back a couple hours, we'll go back in the afternoon, it'll be fine.
They say the heavy stuff's not supposed to come down for another couple hours, so I think we're in good shape here.
But it wasn't fine. It wasn't even a little bit fine. 3 hours later, the entire property is covered in snow. Not just a little bit snow, but inches of snow. We go out with the head pro. He gives us a tour of the golf course, completely snow-covered golf course. Did not have gloves, didn't think to bring gloves, on what was supposed to be a summer trip.
Nobody told me to pack for this.
My hands have literally never been that cold, ever. Ever. It was the coldest my hands have ever been. So we had the whole day to spend at Jasper. We're not entirely sure what to do. And so, I've got my camera. There's not a whole lot going on. We can sit in the bar and drink, which we were clearly gonna do later on. But needed something fun to do to pass the time. So we decided to go shoot a little video. And here, I'll play it for you now. This is what you do when the snow ruins your golf trip and you need to make the best of it. Gorgeous out, eh? Any chance you have a couple tennis rackets and some balls?
Of course. One moment.
Thank you. Not sure I'm gonna to play with, but I don't know. I'm sure I'll find someone. Man, I can't believe nobody would play with me. Weird. Whatever. Guess I'll practice. Oh yeah! I still got it. Oh man, I haven't been on a boat in forever. Excited for this. Love some good frisbee golf. Hole in one. Yes. Yeah. Cannot wait to play this course.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Good. Just going for a quick 9, that cool?
Absolutely.
Number 2 course in Canada. It's gonna be awesome. All right. This is gonna be a good day. So if there's any message in there, it's make the most of what you got and have fun under any circumstances. But here is the problem. Jasper, like I said, it's out in the middle of nowhere. Like it is out there. We had a rental minivan with no snow tires, and I was traveling with someone that I had just met on this trip. Had no idea if he knew how to drive in the snow. He was the only one registered for the car.
There's a new color of the year. It's called My Knuckles White.
We had to make it back to Banff over the same road. So the 4-hour drive, that it took us over there the day before, we now had to go back, and it took us 7 hours, a foot of snow, absolutely terrifying drive.
No! Oh God, I can't even breathe because of the snow. Oh God!
We were supposed to go all the way to Banff. We're like, we need to get out of the car. So we went to Lake Louise, and I'd never been to Lake Louise before. Gorgeous. Even in like shrouded in fog and snow and everything, it was still gorgeous. And I was super bummed when I got there because I realized that one of my all-time favorite YouTubers, Peter McKinnion, was there just like a week before. I was like watching his Instagram stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I wonder if he's still here. He wasn't. But I was, super bummed because, if you know me, part of the reason why I've still been doing the YouTube stuff is some of the inspiration I've seen from him. I think the stuff he puts out there is awesome. And I learn something every time I watch one of his videos. So I was bummed that I had just missed him. And I was even more bummed to see that he came back out to film his bucket shot. So if you haven't seen it yet, he recently released a video called The Bucket Shot. It's a short film that's awesome about how he's trying to chase down this one shot he's wanted to take for his entire life. His like bucket list shot.
I've wanted the shot of Moraine Lake completely covered in snow, but the water's still being liquid. That is a dream shot of mine.
Now, there's a very small window of time where you can get that actual shot.
Been waiting to get this shot my entire career as a photographer. Accomplished.
And I was there. We were there for that shot. And we talked about going to Moraine Lake to take cool photos of it. But didn't. At the time I had no idea this was like his bucket list thing or whatever. I never even got a chance to see Moraine Lake. We were gonna see it on the way back, but because we were so tense from this snowstorm drive, because we were so rattled and tired and whatever, and completely missed getting the bucket shot. And I was right in that window between one of the people that I admire most in the filmmaking community was at this place. I watched the bucket shot, I was like, oh yeah, I was there a couple days beforehand. Missed him. So the whole trip ended up being a little bit of a bust. we had a lot of great food and a lot of great drinks at the nice hotels we stayed at, but didn't quite get the full experience we wanted. Instead, we were doing things like this and shooting stupid videos. But anyway, if you haven't checked out the bucket shot, I encourage you to check it out. I'm really bummed that I could have had that shot. We were really close to getting it, but because we were so terrified of all the snow that we had been driving in, we decided to keep on going, just right past. So anyway, I've been looking for an excuse to do a recap of my Banff trip, and this just seemed like the perfect way. So if you like cool travel vids, if you're trying to build a business you can run from anywhere in the world, and you're trying to make your first $500, your first $1,000 a month, that's what we do here at Location Rebel. We help you build small businesses you can run from anywhere in the world and spend, frankly, more time doing the stuff you love, like shooting cool videos or taking photos of, you know, Moraine Lake in the snow, or golfing, or spending more time with your family, whatever it is. So if that's interesting to you and you want help building that type of business, make sure to hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, go sign up for our email list. List is below. I'd love to hear what you're working on, what you're up to, what your goals are. Every email you send me in response to my welcome sequence emails, I will send you a response. I want to be in touch. So hit me up, let me know what you're thinking, and I hope you enjoyed this recap of our Banff trip, which was very much not what we expected it to be. All right, see you later.